Hey guys, what is going on? We got another piece of Modern Warfare 2 information to share with you. Infinity Ward on TikTok actually did release a very cool video, and that is what is playing in the background. It's probably going to play throughout this video, just because there's not a lot to go with this. It's only a TikTok. It's pretty short. But we have seen our first look at the brand new map in Modern Warfare 2 Farm 18. We also got a little bit of a look at some gameplay here, actually, including a little bit of recoil with this particular weapon that we will, of course, show in the background again a number of times throughout this video. Now, this is an interesting first look. It also shows a little bit of game design, sort of engine stuff, which actually is very cool. But again, as we sort of go through this video here, we can see that this is sort of the new map, Farm 18. This map does look very cool. And there is like a shoot house style, sort of small contained map within the middle of this area of this particular map. And then there's like sort of longer lines of sight. So it's basically like a shoot house contained in the little box thing in the middle. And there's of course like slightly longer lanes. So if you do like your sniping and stuff like that, you can still get on those outside lanes and still end up getting some pretty cool shots. If we were to take a direct look at some of the recoil, this is mostly just going to be some of the same footage played over and over again in the background. But as you can see, man, look at the recoil on this thing. We're just going to play this clip over and over again. Now, of course, keep in mind, this is essentially the same clip played over and over again, and this gun has no attachments on it or anything like that. There's no Cronus Zen on the controller, clearly from this guy. So some of you out there with those sort of add-ons and mods and stuff like that won't have to worry about this. But I mean, look at the recoil on this bad boy. This thing is cooking, dude. Woohoo! Shots are everywhere. There's a little bit of a look at the end of this particular clip, as we can see here. He's aiming down sight. I believe this is like a SCAR or an M4A1, I believe. And you can see, man, this thing's shooting. Its recoil is all over the place. Lots of visual recoil, lots of movement in that crosshair. So very interesting stuff here. Now, of course, the Farm 18 map does look very cool here. Like, it's a little bit like Desolation, sort of. It's desolate. There's not really too much going on. Again, there's like the shoot house, firing range sort of bit in the middle. The box sort of area that you can see in the background where the recoil test does actually take place is going to be like the inside of the building, which does look quite cool. And again, continuing on our way through, you see like the outer alleys and stuff, and like the crane and the wrecking ball kind of thing. Moving through, we do see a little bit of what the game looks like without any sort of textures or anything like that. And it actually looks really cool here. Like, honestly, game design is very interesting. It's a lot more complicated than some of you probably give it credit. But I mean, just sort of looking at how they can take like a blank sort of environment and then add all of the textures and the models and other things and make them look very pretty. A good comparison is in the background. As you can see, it's essentially just a blank wall with a door and a hole and a couple of holes in the wall. And then they turn it into a lovely looking thing in the bottom, as you can see. Really nice looking stuff there. Another look at something like that. Again, you can see in the top, we do see like a pretty plain looking alleyway. This is obviously like a base cutout skin of what they do want the map to eventually look like. And then they put down the details in the bottom and the map looks fantastic, dude. Again, in the background there, you can see like the boxy style bit. And again, that's going to be like your shoot house, sort of like closed in kill house sort of area, which is very cool. And they're going to be like the longer lanes and stuff on the outside, so you can do the flanks. Another interesting thing about this is they do actually consider sort of play experience when they do make these maps. We can see our man moving our tree around in the background, and he's moving and adjusting the foliage settings. And if there's too much foliage on the map, that means people are going to want to hide in it. And if there's not enough, it doesn't look very realistic for the type of scope that they are going for with this map. So again, sort of fine tuning and getting that stuff right is a little bit more difficult than you're probably given credit for. And again, a really cool look at a little bit of game design here. Again, they want to make these trees and the bushes and stuff as limited as possible while still having a little bit of tactical stuff and a little bit of realistic overgrown kind of thing as well, which is a pretty cool combination to hit. But that is basically pretty much everything we can get out of this TikTok here today from the official Infinity Ward TikTok. Again, the first look at Farm 18, as well as some recoil on one of the guns in the game, which that thing is going to be pretty tough to control. But again, no attachments on that thing, no obviously like a recoil controlling scripts or anything like that, any of the stuff that you guys think that people might be using. None of that is of course included in that, and it's just kicking it everywhere, which is definitely interesting because Call of Duty has gone a little bit hard at the no recoil stuff very recently, so that might be a little bit of an interesting change. We will keep an eye out on any of the Modern Warfare 2 content coming very soon. If you do want to stay up to date with all of that stuff, make sure you do hit that subscribe button with those notifications turned on. And again, hopefully that does mean I will see you in the next one. Bye!